morning. Now, the Ghana Journalists Association, after a year or so of some kind of stalemate because a timetable had not been created to elect the new executives, have this morning, after electing new executives on Friday, sworn in the executives for the new Journalists Association. Albert Dwumfour, this is his campaign poster. Journalist Lives Matter is how he campaigned. Institute Annual National Development debate on topical issues to establish functional regional press centers and provide them with branded vehicles to ensure mobility, to increase their visibility and output, and to support regional branches to develop economic activity to fund their programs and events. Now, this is the middle part where Mr. Dwumfour was saying that he's going to establish functional press centers and provide them with branded vehicles. That's where the problem started. Now, I was fully on his side because some of the Pharisees were on the other side. I don't know what's wrong with these people. They're always against something. You see, they don't stand for anything. They're just against something. We are reconciling, so I won't mention their names. But every time they bring something, we turn them the other way. You know, I'd never said anything about the GJA elections, even though it was feisty and it was going on and there was a lot of back and forth trading of insults and rancor. I didn't say anything because we were working behind the scenes. And I assured Dwumfour that I shouldn't worry. We'll work and pray and we'll get it done. They didn't want it that way. And the argument against him was that he was political. I didn't even understand that argument because the candidate that they were supporting was also political. I don't mind if a candidate is political because a journalist belongs to NDC. I have no problems with that. A journalist belongs to NDC. He wants to be GJA president. He can campaign for it and be GJA president if he wins the election. If a journalist is MPP, but for some people to say that he's MPP, so he's with government and he's with Tobinco. I mean, that was the worst thing I ever heard. You have a giant business like Tobinco, where the guy works. And so naturally, the Tobinco people are going to support his campaign. That was also thought of as corruption. I mean, I don't even get it. That I work at Metro TV. I'm running for GJA General Secretary. Metro TV's shareholders decide to support my campaign. That one is put down as corruption. Any Ghanaian can be interested in the GJA elections. And any Ghanaian can turn up at any GJA polling center, say Ghana Broadcasting Corporation or Ghanaian Times or the Daily Graphic, and say that, Graphic, you're a big constituency. If you vote for Paul Adom-Otchere, I'll buy you 2 buses because I want him to become the GJA. You decide to vote or not to vote. Nobody is whipping anybody. It's campaign. You are lobbying people to vote. That's not corruption. I don't know why some people, everything is corruption. How is that corruption? When somebody says that vote for this candidate, I'll give you, he's asking you to do something. If you do that something, he'll give you something. The association, he's not even asking you to give you money. He says he'll buy a bus for the association. Because in Dwumfour's campaign, he was talking about how regional GJA centers can be very porous. And we know that Accra may be okay, but you go to the regions, and the GJA office is not running, it's not functional. How do offices run and be functional? It's money. We've been talking about digital migration for television to make money from digital migration forever. Nobody's minding us, but we'll get there. But without that, how does the Seshiri also GJA office run? It's money. So if somebody says, oh, Dwumfour, you want to campaign for GJA, okay, you can go, but why? He says, oh, Chief, I'll need support because what I'm promising my people is this and that and that. And the man says, I'll support, and then suddenly they jump corruption. Meanwhile, they are also supporting a candidate. Okay, so don't worry. On event day, politicians were said to be campaigning for a candidate among the GBC delegates. Politicians, we know their names, I'll just not name them. If, as usual, if they come and they say it's not true, we will name them. You know we always do that. We don't start with naming, we will not name. But if you come and say it's not true, we will show you that it's true. Because we don't speak on truth here. Politicians were campaigning, and I'm talking about modern day politicians, current politicians. They were campaigning for people, and they lost the vote. We won. Dwumfour was elected by a landslide. And on the Thursday before the event, I called him. I said, Chief, how are we doing? He said, oh, we need some small push tomorrow morning, here and there. I said, don't worry, we'll get it done. He was, he's running for election, so he wasn't sure what was going to happen. I said, Chief, you're going to win this thing. Because evil will never triumph over good. People who don't want you to win simply because they are angry with something, simply because they have hatred for something, those kinds of sentiments, it doesn't work. We know how to defeat those sentiments, don't we? And we will continue to defeat those sentiments all the time. The reason why we know how to defeat those sentiments and we are confident that we will defeat those sentiments is because Christ resurrected. So long as Christ resurrected, we will battle and win with those sentiments that come out of evil, hatred, anger, jealousy, all those kinds of sentiments, we will smash them away all the time. Because Christ resurrected, so when it comes to documentary, we'll defeat them. Anything it comes to, we'll defeat them. GJA election, will defeat them. They will not win anything until they repent and have pure hearts and do the things they do with pure hearts. Not because I am hating and not because I want to become a hero at the expense of nation building. There's a lot of that. Somebody wants to become a hero at the expense of nation building. So we shot a Champon in 1979 because he took a loan and he had 2 toilets. 40 years later, we are shooting another person for the same thing. Why have we not been able to reconcile? Because instead of dealing with the superstructure and dealing with the system, we allow people who want to achieve heroism motivated by hatred. We allow them to come through because we all get excited about sensation. And so those kinds of sentiments were coming up against my friend Dwumfour. And we said, it's not going to happen. He's going to win. He was elected by the grace of God. And this morning, he was sworn in as president of the Ghana Journalists Association. Dwumfour wins GJA election. And I'm sure last night you heard something, didn't you? You heard about some court case and some injunction they were seeking and all that. It did not matter. It did not see the light of day. The person who was looking for the injunction said that he was concerned that the allegations of corruption that were made during the elections against Dwumfour had not been fully and properly investigated. That was his concern. But that was overcome. And this morning, Dwumfour was sworn in. Congratulations to him. I wish him the best. We all wish him well. And we hope that he's going to do a great job as a president of the Ghana Journalists Association. At the speech today, Professor Ibrahim Adam, who is the Director General of the State Broadcaster Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, was chairman of the function. He chaired the function in a sterling manner. And he spoke and asked for unity among the group and ask for a forward march that will be better than what we are seeing before. So congratulations to Mr. Dwumfour. It's a pleasure that you have now become president of the Journalists Association. Chief, I owe you. So I will redeem my pledge. Okay.